Now my wife and I will delight in your dumbstruck little faces.
Hello, hello. Welcome to an episode of Disney+Us. Today we're going to be breaking down our review of WandaVision Episode 2. I'm Teddy.
And I'm Hope.
Stay tuned.
This episode starts out with a whole new theme song, complete with original animation. WandaVision! It does look like we are going to be getting the new theme song with each of the decade-hopping episodes, and I am very excited about that.
Yeah, this episode is all about Wanda and Vision trying to fit in at Westview. We see Vision meets up with the guys at the neighborhood watch in the local library. He makes some new friends and then accidentally swallows a stick of gum without having any idea what it's going to do to him, which is a little crazy that he's never tried to eat any food, but the naivete and not having done something that's he doesn't have to do kind of fits in with Vision's character.
Yes, he even had a juicy piece of gossip to share with his friends. Norm is a communist. Meanwhile, Wanda goes off for the talent show planning committee meeting at Dottie's house. And Agnes informs her that it's really important. You have to give a very good impression with Dottie because Dottie controls everything in this town. So Wanda's a little on edge, and while she's nervously mimicking everything Dottie does at the meeting, from how much sugar she puts in her tea to anything else that she sees going around that seems like she should be mimicking it, she meets, quote-unquote, Geraldine. And they strike up a conversation. Dottie does not approve of their cross chatter, but it seems like Wanda has perhaps made a new friend.
Yeah, then the next piece of the episode is the talent show fundraiser for the local elementary school, where it's all for the children.
I want to thank you all for coming out to support Westview Elementary for the children.
For the children.
Wanda and Vision are the closing act. Vision shows up acting drunk based on the effects of the stick of gum inside him, and Wanda has to cover for him using his real powers in the magic show.
And then Wanda and Vision go home. They've had a lovely time. It wasn't so hard to fit in. Everything's going well. And all of a sudden, oh my gosh, Wanda's pregnant now. And then they hear a noise outside, which mimics back to the beginning of the episode when they've been hearing strange noises outside their bedroom. They go outside, and there's this weird guy in a beekeeper / hazmat suit surrounded by bees that's just climbed out of a manhole cover. And Wanda just says, no. And the scene rewinds, and the noise doesn't happen. And they don't go outside. And her and Vision have this special moment where they're excited about bringing a child into the world. And then we get the transition from black and white to color. So life is literally a bed of roses, and nothing happened.
Yeah, I think the craziest thing about the beekeeper scene is not that when Wanda rewinds time that they still hear the noise, but then she says something that keeps them from going outside. It's that they don't even hear it at all.
My favorite scene is when Vision goes to the neighborhood watch meeting, and he quickly learns that neighborhood watch meeting is not about actually keeping the neighborhood safe. It's about sharing donuts and gossiping about their friends that aren't there. So Vision tries to gossip along with the guys and fit in.
Hey fellas, Vision here's got a point. Now, listen up. I got some top secret intelligence for you.
Oh, excellent.
Now, you know how Johnson's been bragging about that treehouse he built for his kid?
Yeah.
It's a prefab job.
That blockhead can't even swing a hammer.
I, too, have some top secret gossip to share. Norm here's a communist.
Maybe Norm isn't a communist, but is he with Hydra?
we want to talk a little bit about what makes Wanda and Vision engaging main characters for the show. Because throughout the rest of the MCU, they're just minor characters, and they never really have a moment or performance that shines or pulls them beyond being a minor character. But in this their headline show, they're really fun to watch, and so wanted to think a little bit on why that is. To me, one of the reasons is because we see them using their powers in just an everyday setting. And this is a lot more relatable than what we see throughout the rest of the MCU. Because when I fantasize about having superpowers, it's to be able to do stuff like Wanda's doing, be able to use all the utensils in the kitchen to be able to cook really fast, not risk my life to save the world.
For me, what I really like about Wanda and Vision in this show is you get to see them being a supportive couple. So, for example, when Vision shows up to the talent show inebriated, Wanda just rolls with it. And once the curtains close and she's basically saved them both from being exposed as superheroes in this quote-unquote normal neighborhood, you'd think that she'd grab him by his fake human ear and just really give him a tongue lashing. How could you do this? You knew I wanted to fit in. What did you do? But she doesn't do that. She just says, it's okay. We need to figure out what's wrong with you. And she helps him. And it's really nice to see a relationship like that, where I feel in the MCU in general, as soon as the curtains go down, someone's going to get a tongue lashing.
But what is going on with you?
I have no idea. I've been feeling weirdy all day.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Would you look at that? That really gummed up my works, didn't it? I'm not as funny without it, am I?
Well, you're back to yourself, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, if Wanda was Agent Carter, she would have broken up with Vision over that one. Now for our merch minute. That is not going to be a minute and is also not sponsored.
Two things that I wanted to highlight for you all today. The first is, if you saw the commercial in the second episode and thought that you really needed that watch, you can get that watch. At least you will soon be able to get that watch. It is currently available for pre-order at Hot Topic. If you recognize the name Strucker as the mad scientist who worked for Red Skull, you're absolutely right. Also, you can see that the Hydra symbol is proudly displayed on this watch. What significance these names will play in the rest of the series still remains to be seen.
I think that this piece is probably going to be best for display, not necessarily for wearing, because all of the notes that will tie it into the show are on the watch face. And when you're just wearing it around, nobody will see what's on the watch face. But in the display case there, it looks awesome.
Yeah, they do have really nice packaging on a lot of these pieces. Next, something that I'm really excited about is also on pre-sale. You can get WandaVision bag clips, and these are blind bags, so I foresee us going to the store and filling a lot of bags trying to get as few duplicates as possible. But it's really cool that you get to go through the different decades to an extent. So you have 1950s, Wanda and Vision, 1960s. They also have, from the second episode, Wanda as the magician assistant and Vision as the magician. These are so cute. I don't even care that the fact that they have Vision as he looks in the practice round at the beginning of the episode, and they have Wanda as she's dressed up for the actual performance. Don't even care that they're mixing and matching. They're just adorable. And we see a little preview of what we're going to get in this third episode with 1970s Wanda and Vision. Look at Wanda and her cute little pregnant belly. So looking forward to picking these up as soon as they're available.
Yeah, our understanding is that the show released the first 3 episodes early for critics and merch opportunities like this. And then we also have the Wanda and Vision in their Halloween costumes again, which we get a peek at from one of the trailers.
And these are chase figures, so it will be hard to get them, but I want them. What? Wanda can change time now, apparently. Maybe she swallowed Doctor Strange's time stone off scene. I don't know what's going on.
No. Vision. Is this really happening?
Yes, my love.
I saw all these articles on the internet after this episode saying, see, this is just Wanda's fictional universe. She controls everything in the universe. That's why she can make things now, and she controls time. And this is just her way of coping with the grief of losing Vision in Infinity War. I don't like that theory. I don't think it makes sense, given how other times she seems completely confused and bewildered as to what's going on. Doesn't seem that she can control everything. I mean, yes, she seems to have some abilities that go beyond her old abilities, but it's similar to, say, people under the influence of Loki in the original Avengers. Yeah, they were quote-unquote doing things and they had abilities, but it wasn't like it was of their own free will necessarily.
It also seems like people are trying to break into her so that she realizes that the town around her, Westview, isn't real or is not quite right, because we have the scene with the helicopter that's in color when nothing else is, and then we also have the radio broadcast switching to static and then switching to an agent asking Wanda, who's doing this to you? What I found super interesting about this episode is if you play back the theme of the previous episode where Wanda and Vision have a conversation with each other, where the person listening assumes that the speaker is saying one thing, but really they're talking about something else. I think that that can be applied to a number of lines of dialogue in this episode to try and piece together more about what's going on in Westview. Because we have a bunch of really good lines from Dottie where she says, "This is all for the children." We assume it's in the context of the talent show for the fundraiser for the elementary school, but it could easily mean the whole town is there for motivating Wanda to get pregnant, and then someone being able to capitalize off of her children who will potentially have superpowers. I'm even more excited for episode 3 after seeing these episodes than I was for episode 2 after the pilot, and that is crazy. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been an episode of Disney+Us. I'm Teddy.
And I'm Hope.
Hope to see you guys again for our next episode.